There's nothing to hide. I know there's not, because I've seen what the case is built on. Let everyone see what true evil is.
She thinks it's a solid case at least, and is saying, show everybody what you have so they can see true evil. Within her capacity of chairman and CEO of Turning Point USA, they could be more transparent about what happened that day. People don't like the stuff that they've seen about Mikey McCoy. They don't like what they've seen about Rob McCoy.
Here's what I've come to believe. Courage is hope in action.
It's officially happening, and this time, things are getting serious. Candace Owens has just called out Erika Kirk and dropped some shocking receipts that have the internet in a complete frenzy. She's claiming that Erika might be part of a hidden plan meant to boost Turning Point USA's public image, while quietly positioning Mikey McCoy, Charlie's longtime right-hand man, to take over his spot. Yes, that same Mikey McCoy who was just a few feet away when everything went down that tragic day. Cameras caught the whole thing. What's really got everyone talking though, is how calm he looked. No panic, no shock, nothing. He simply walked away, phone in hand, totally unfazed by what had just happened. Viewers are calling it one of the strangest clips ever caught on camera, and while Turning Point's top people seem focused on protecting Erika's reputation and standing by Mikey, they don't seem nearly as interested in actually finding out what really happened to Charlie that day. It's like they just want the world to move on quietly. Meanwhile, Candace Owens is out here asking the tough questions that no one inside the circle seems brave enough to touch. She's digging into the story piece by piece, and with every new video, screenshot, or leaked message she shares, the mystery only grows deeper. While that's happening, Erika is already talking about how excited she is for her next chapter. According to insiders, she's planning new ventures, booking events, and lining up interviews as if the storm never happened. People online are divided. Some say she's just trying to move forward with her life. Others feel it's way too soon. Either way, the internet can't stop buzzing, and the drama surrounding this trio is only getting louder by the minute. And now, things are starting to look even more suspicious. Reports say Erika is in full panic mode because Candace refuses to back off. Candace keeps bringing forward screenshots, emails, and other receipts that could link Erika and certain Turning Point USA insiders to serious behind-the-scenes manipulation. But instead of addressing her claims, the organization is allegedly trying to silence her, threatening legal action, and even hinting at a possible gag order. That alone has people wondering what exactly they're trying so hard to keep hidden. But Candace isn't slowing down. Not at all. She's now dropped even more documents linking top TPUSA figures to questionable behavior. And it's not looking good.
I mean, I've received an unbelievable amount of emails from people that are convinced that Charlie's actually still alive, right? And it's not sad because those people are crazy. They're actually reacting to the lack of emotion and the lack of drive that is coming out of Turning Point USA to figure out who killed him. Yeah, that is how absurd they are acting. Just move on. Just donate to Turning Point USA. This is what Charlie would want. And that's his legacy.
It's no longer just about Erika or her Romanian Angels Foundation. This story is growing by the day. Candace even hinted that Tyler Boyer, the organization's chief operating officer, might have crossed personal boundaries at work and gotten mixed up in questionable overseas.
Would not have been my advice for Erika in a stage of grieving to go from being the widow to being the CEO and the chairman of the company. If I was running the company, I would have said, let's put in place an interim CEO, right? Someone below. Justin Strife, I think, was the COO. I would have put in an interim CEO and allowed people to figure things.
Partnerships that raise major ethical concerns. If Candace's claims have any truth to them, this could turn into one of the most explosive scandals the conservative media world has seen in years. People online are demanding transparency, but so far, all they're getting is silence, denials, and legal threats. It feels like the more Candace digs,
the defense wants to ban cameras in the courtroom. How do you feel about that?
There were cameras all over my husband when he was murdered. There have been cameras all over my friends and family mourning. There have been cameras all over me, analyzing my every move, analyzing my every smile, my every tear. We deserve to have cameras in there. Why not be transparent? There's nothing to hide. I know there's not, because I've seen what the case is built on. Let everyone see what true evil is. This is something that could impact a generation and generations to...
Erika's behavior has taken a strange turn. She's reportedly in full panic mode because Candace Owens refuses to back down.
The entire issue and the energy right now is that people, irrespective of what's happening on paper, don't believe the story. They don't believe the story. And you are, and of course, this is only a snippet of the interview, so I'm sure more will be said here. But I'm getting that you have seen the case. You think it's a solid case. She thinks it's a solid case, at least, and is saying, show everybody what you have so they can see true evil. Within her capacity of chairman and CEO of Turning Point USA, they could be more transparent about what happened that day. People don't like the stuff that they've seen about Mikey McCoy. They don't like what they've seen about Rob McCoy. They don't like the history of Rob and Mikey McCoy and their involvement here. They don't like the video of Terrell. They don't believe what time text messages were sent or when the phone calls took place. You know, Rob McCoy is lying. In the areas that you can control the transparency, I think doing that would be beneficial to Turning Point USA, because I don't think Turning Point USA is going to...
The messier this web becomes, and everyone's waiting to see who cracks first. Candace Owens seems to have reached her breaking point with Erika Kirk. No more holding back. No more benefit of the doubt. Candace is done playing nice. She's now publicly calling out Erika for what she describes as an image makeover instead of real accountability. She claims Erika's been promoting Turning Point's new leadership vision.
My husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy.
She just
Acting like the face of the future, when she should still be seeking real answers about what happened to Charlie and why so many questions remain unanswered. Candace even said she's not surprised that some people online are whispering wild theories that Charlie might still be alive somewhere, because, as she put it, looking at Erika's behavior, you'd never even guess she'd just lost her husband weeks ago. That single line set social media on fire. People couldn't believe how blunt she was, but many agreed that Erika's upbeat tone felt
And I'm watching, the minute Charlie was shot, he called me, says, "Dad, Charlie's been shot in the neck. Please call every pastor and pray." It's okay, son. He has wits about him. He was just directing. He had blood all over him.
Not integrity. That segment blew up online overnight, sparking heated debates and thousands of comments dissecting every word. This feud has officially moved beyond personal. It's turned into a full-blown media showdown, and the tension between these two women is reaching its boiling point. For many, Charlie's name still brings up raw emotions across the movement. But what's shocking everyone now?
Also, another person who wrote us was telling me the story about Tyler Boyer's involvement in like Maricopa County politics in general. Like, what did he do before in Arizona? And yeah, it's just the kind of stories. He said he approached him several times about embezzlement. You know, Tyler was hooking up with young interns, young male interns, or young male workers. And he didn't even care. He's like, I would go on record because all of this happened. And I had the proof that all of this happened. And everybody knows about Tyler Boyer at Turning Point USA. It's like an absurdity. But this is the person that is putting people into places of power.
Where she appeared calm and composed as she said she's accepted the official explanation about what happened to Charlie and the person allegedly responsible for it. That statement hit fans hard, especially because many still believe the official story doesn't add up. Candace Owens wasted no time responding. She immediately called out how strange it was that Erika seemed so ready to accept the FBI's version of events, especially when, according to Candace, there are still so many inconsistencies and unanswered questions floating around. She suggested that Erika's silence might not be about peace or closure at all, but about protection. Protection for certain people inside. Turning Point USA, who may not want more eyes digging into what really happened on September 10th. Then Candace dropped. an even bigger hint that Erika's reluctance to push for full transparency could be tied to how deeply Turning Point's leadership might be involved in this entire situation. And that's when she started naming names. First up, Candace called out Turning Point USA's Chief of Staff, Mikey McCoy, the same man Erika publicly praised during her first media appearance after Charlie's death. She described him as loyal and steady. But Candace completely challenged that narrative, saying the public has no idea what's really been happening behind the scenes. And the fact that Erika keeps defending Mikey while the organization speeds ahead with business as usual only raises more suspicion. This is no longer just about grief, it's about what's being hidden in plain sight. So, what exactly was the amazing Mikey doing on September 10th? That's where things take an even stranger turn. Footage from that day shows Mikey standing right behind Charlie when the incident happened, and his reaction has people stunned. Instead of showing any sign of shock or ducking for safety, he calmly lifted his phone, put it to his ear, and walked away like nothing unusual had happened. No rush, no checking on Charlie, nothing. Viewers are saying the clip feels unsettling, almost too calm for such a chaotic moment. Even more strange, Mikey didn't stick around to see if Charlie was okay. Later, his father, Pastor Rob McCoy, claimed that Mikey had called him immediately after, saying Charlie had been seriously injured in the neck area. But when people compared that statement to the actual footage, something didn't add up. Pastor McCoy also told the media that his son came home with visible marks from helping at the scene. Yet, video evidence shows no sign of that ever happening. So the big question online is, why exaggerate something that's clearly on camera? Viewers are calling this one of the biggest inconsistencies in the whole story, and many believe certain details were twisted to make Mikey appear more heroic than he actually was. The silence from both father and son, as these clips continue circulating online, only fuels more speculation. But hold on, it gets even stranger. Because now, Erika herself has flipped the story. She's claiming she was the one on the phone with Mikey right after the incident, completely contradicting what Pastor Rob McCoy had said earlier. That sudden shift has everyone asking, who's telling the truth? And why does the story keep changing every time someone new speaks out? And Mikey and his father aren't the only ones under Candace Owens' microscope right now. Not even close. Candace also dropped major accusations involving Tyler Bowe, Turning Point USA's chief operating officer. According to her, an inside source came forward claiming that Tyler may have crossed professional boundaries with younger staff members inside the organization. These claims haven't been confirmed, but the tension they've created inside TPUSA is undeniable. Candace went even further, bringing up Tyler's alleged connection to a charitable orphanage program overseas in Ukraine. She said something about those partnerships doesn't sit right. She pointed out how Erika's Romanian Angels Foundation had already faced questions about transparency and funding. And now, another top figure in the same organization seems to have a similar setup in another country. The timing and the pattern are just too close for comfort. Viewers are calling this the start of a possible internal shakeup. With Candace refusing to let anything slide, she's connecting dots that no one else wants to discuss, and the picture that's forming is raising eyebrows across the internet. And here's where things take an even more mysterious turn. People online are now asking, didn't Tyler Bowe actually arrange the very first meeting between Charlie and Erika? If that's true, what does that really mean? Could Tyler have been acting as a behind-the-scenes coordinator, or what some online are calling a handler? It's a bold question, but when you line up all the strange coincidences, it's hard not to wonder if this whole story was carefully arranged from the very beginning. Candace and her followers have also been pointing out the connections between Tyler and Erika's overseas charity work,